To play this game, you call high or low. If you do it right, you win all the dough on Card Sharks. This is the game where a single turn of the card can win you up to $32,000 in cash. Now, here's your host, the star of Card Sharks, Brandon Scruggs. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Card Sharks right here at MVG Productions. Glad to have you with us once again. Well, our current champion here on the show has made a run through just about everybody in the here in the group so far of our regulars. He has had a nice, successful wins here as the first time on the show. He's back to see if he can continue his streak on. So let's meet today's players for our first game. Starting with our returning champion, whose 5-game cash total now is up to $20,100. We have Ricky. Ricky, welcome back.
Thanks, Brandon. I'm glad to be back.
You've had quite an impressive run over the past couple episodes here. You think you can keep it up today?
Well, I plan on keeping it up, and I want to say real quick, I did not expect to get this far.
I see. Well, anyway, good luck to you here today on Card Sharks. Playing against you in this first game here on the show, you're playing against Mr. Justin Noyes. Justin, welcome back, sir.
Thank you.
Yep, Justin is actually getting another chance to play again, even though he played on the last episode, because we have a very limited audience to choose from today. So, being that the other person here is Eric in the audience right now, he played Ricky last on the last episode, so that means Justin will be playing first this time. And then, provided Ricky wins again, gets through the money cards, he will be playing Eric in our second game. But we'll see how that goes. There's still some time between now and then to determine that. But Justin, are you ready to go?
Ready.
All right, well, best of luck to you both. You know how this works. Call high or low across your row of cards. Of course, Ricky, your champion, playing the red cards. Justin, the challenger, playing the blue cards. The first person to win 2 games wins the match, goes on the money cards for a chance at $32,000 in cash. So we can get things started off here with our champion, Ricky, answering this survey question. Ricky, we asked 100 workers, would you rather work 2 10-hour shifts or 5 4-hour shifts? How many workers said they would prefer to work 2 10-hour shifts?
I think that number's going to be kind of high because if you work like 4 or 5-hour shifts, you would have to travel to all 4 of those jobs. So I'm going to say that's around 65.
65 out of 100 said they'd rather work 2 10-hour shifts. Justin, higher or lower than 65?
I think it's going to be lower.
I say it's lower than that. Of course, if the answer is lower, you will play your cards first. If not, Ricky will play his cards first. The actual number of people who would rather work 2 10-hour shifts versus working 5 4-hour shifts is 44. It is lower.
Ooh.
All right.
Yes.
So that means, Justin, you get your chance to play your cards first. Let's take a look at your base card for this opening game. A 7.
Change it.
All right, changing that 7 with the next card off the top of the deck. The 7 now becomes a 10.
I'm going to go lower.
Lower than a 10. It's an 8 right up the middle.
I'm going to freeze.
Freezing right there, keeping the champion away from his cards. Good use your strategy there. We go to question number 2 now. This one for Justin. Justin, we asked 100 people, would you rather use a touch screen for all of your devices or use a mouse and keyboard for all of your devices? How many 100 users said they'd rather use a mouse and keyboard for all their devices?
Ooh. 50.
50, right up the middle. Ricky, higher or lower than 50?
I just use a standard mouse and keypad, so I'm going to have to say that's higher.
I say even higher than that. All right, the actual number of people who would rather use mouse and keyboard on all their devices versus touchscreen is 31. It is not higher. Justin,
Wow.
I was surprised to see that too. I expected the number to be about 50 or so, but it was way lower than that. All right, Justin, you got control of the cards. You've got that 8.
Change it.
Changing it. That 8 now becomes a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack. Oh, an ace. You lose that card there. Giving the champion a chance to play his cards. Let's take a look at his base card. Also a jack.
Good. Lower.
Lower than the jack. Oh, ace got you 2. 2 bullets shot off just like that. Both players lose that card. We go to question number 3 now to our champion, Ricky. Ricky,
Yes.
we asked 100 people who have large families. People who have large families. Would you rather be humiliated by your family or by your friends? 100 people said they'd rather be humiliated by their own family.
How many people said they would be humiliated by their own family?
Yes.
Well, I'm just going to take a stab at it and say 60.
60 out of 100 said they'd rather be humiliated by their own family. Justin, higher or lower than 60?
Let's say lower.
So even lower than that. All right, the actual number of people who would rather be humiliated by their family versus being humiliated by their friends is 74. It's not lower. All right, Ricky, you get a chance to play your cards with the jack.
I'll keep it lower.
Lower than the jack. No, it's a king. You lose that one. Just at a free chance to play off your jack.
I'm gonna try lower.
Lower than the jack. It's a 6.
Higher.
Going on higher than the 6. It's a 9.
What the heck? Lower.
For game 1 of the match at $250, lower than the 9. It's a 4. He's got it.
Good job, Dustin.
Here we go. Congrats. Justin there picks up the first win of the match, giving himself $250. And he is up 1 game over nothing over the champion. Ricky's going to have to play from behind here. So let's deal out the cards and get started for game number 2 here. Of course, players, if you remember the cards that have been played out of your deck, it will help you immensely. Your chance of calling the next cards that come off. Question number 1 this round goes to Justin. Justin, we asked 100 people. Would you rather fight a wolf with your bare hands or fight a very large bear with a sword? How many of 100 people said they'd rather fight a large bear with a sword?
Let's see. 75.
How many?
75.
Okay, 75 out of 100 said they'd rather fight the large bear with the sword. Ricky, higher or lower than 75?
I wouldn't be cat dead doing that. That's going to be lower.
I'll say even lower than that. Actual number of people who would rather fight a large bear with a sword versus fighting a wolf with their bare hands is 81. It's not lower.
Wow.
I am very surprised about that because I'm like, that's the thing that can kill you. Even with a weapon, I'd rather fight a wolf in that case. At least have a chance with it, strength-wise.
Either way you fight a wolf or a bear, that's crazy.
Yeah, you're in trouble either way on that one. All right, Justin, you won that one. That means you got to play your cards. You start off base card this time. I'm a 9.
I'm gonna change it.
All right, changing that 9 with the next card. It is an 8. Right up the middle.
Let's go lower.
All right, going lower than the 8. No, it's a 10. You lose that one. Giving Ricky a chance to play with his base card of a 6.
I'll go higher.
Higher than the 6. It's an ace. The ace. It's a 7.
I'm going to freeze.
Freeze right there, taking the 2-card advantage over Justin, needing this game to catch up here. So, all right, go on to question number 2 now. This one goes to Ricky. Ricky, we asked 100 people, and this is a kind of retrospective question here.
Hmm.
Would you rather have instantly have a 4-year college degree and all the knowledge included with it, or would you rather have $100,000 in cash? How many of 100 people said they'd rather take the 4-year degree with all the knowledge incorporated with it?
Well, I'm pretty sure there'd be a mixed amount of people who would take the college and that and the $100,000 in cash. I'm gonna say that's around 40.
40 out of 100 said they'd take the degree and the knowledge. Justin, higher or lower than 40?
I'm gonna go higher on this one.
I'm going to go higher than that. All right. The actual number of people who would rather take a 4-year college degree and have all the knowledge included versus taking $100,000 in cash is 59. It is higher. Just a little bit better than half, and I'm surprised at that because I would expect more people to take the cash. But I
know.
guess in the long run, you would end up making more money having the degree, getting those jobs. So yeah, that would make sense to me here. All right, Justin, you've got control of the cards. You've got that 8.
Change it.
All right, looking for a better card here. That 8 now becomes a 4.
There we go. Higher.
Higher than a 4. Oh, no, another 4. Lose that one there. Ricky, a chance to play from your 7.
Higher.
One on higher than the 7. It's a queen.
Oh, please, for the love of God, be lower.
Lower than the queen to tie up the match. It's a 3. He's got it. Congratulations to Ricky. Clearing his road there. Giving him game 2. And it's tied up 1 game apiece. $250 to both players. That means we are going to our third and final tiebreaker round. 3 cards on the board. 3 questions. Someone will go on to the money cards. And we're going to go right into it, starting with our challenger on this one, Justin. Justin, we asked 100 people, which of these would you like to have in your home? A personal chef or a personal chauffeur? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have their personal chauffeur?
50.
50 out of 100 said they'd rather have their personal chauffeur. Ricky, higher or lower than 50?
I'm gonna go lower.
I'm going to go lower than that. All right, the actual number of people who would rather have their own personal chauffeur versus having a personal chef is 70. It is not lower. I'm surprised there because I figured it would have been a chef because people like to cook, but they hate having to clean up and stuff afterward. At least that's me personally. All right, Justin, you get a chance to play with your card, your opening card for this tiebreaker round, a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack. It's a 4.
Higher.
To become the new champion of Card Sharks, higher than a 4. It's a 5. He's done it. We got a new champion.
Good job.
Congratulations to you, Justin. $500. You're going to be going on to play the money cards in just a minute. Well, Ricky, thank you so much for joining us here today, sir. You had a very impressive run for your first time here on the show. You're not leaving us here empty-handed. You're taking with you a nice hefty sum of cash to the tune of $20,350. And our thanks to playing. We'll definitely have you back in a future episode, all right?
Well, thanks, Brandon.
No problem there. All right, folks, with that said, we are going to take a quick commercial timeout. When we come back, Justin is taking his shot at the money card, see if he can take home $32,000 in cash. And we will do that right after this here on Card Sharks. Stay tuned. And welcome back here to Card Sharks. Our new champion, Justin, has got himself $500, and now he's going to take his chance here at the money cards. Justin, you know how this works. Start you off with $200 of brand new betting money. Bet your way across the bottom row there until you get to the second one, where we give you an additional $400 there. Bet your way across that middle row. Again, minimum bets and the money cards are $50 and then $50 increments, all the way up till you get to the big bet where you must bet at least half your money. If you can do a perfect double, 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 all the way to the top of the board, you can win yourself $32,000 in cash. However, if you change one card on each row with one of the three cards we'll deal out on the side of the board, all right? If you're ready, sir, let's get right into it. Good luck to you. Let's deal those cards and give you a fresh $200. And we're going to start you off with your base card in this round of the money cards with a 4.
Alrighty, 150 higher.
Bet $150. Higher than a 4. Yes, it's a 7. You're up to $350 now.
Change it with number 3.
Alright, changing with card number 3. That's the next card. It now becomes a 10.
50 lower.
Alright, minimum bet $50. Lower than the 10. Yes, it's a 5. You're up to $400.
350 higher.
Big bet on the 5. $350. Higher than a 5. Yes, it's another 10. $750. As we make your way to the second row now, we give you an additional $400. Puts you up to $1150 now, sir, and a 10.
I'm going to change it with number 2.
Alright, change it with card number 2. That 10 now becomes a 9. A little bit worse.
50 lower.
Bet $50. Lower than the 9. It's a 3. Up to $1,200.
1150 higher.
$1,150. Higher than the 3. Yes, it's a 7. $2,350, sir, and you now have that 7.
50 lower.
Betting $50. Minimum bet lower than the 7. No, it's an ace. You lose $50, but you take a great card up to the big bet, sir. You have $2,300. You must bet at least $1,150 on this wager.
All of it lower.
You can't really lose on an ace. The only thing that hurts you is if an ace comes up, you can't win any more money. But if it's anything else, you're winning yourself $4,600. All of it lower than the ace. It's a 3. We got a big winner. Congratulations, sir. $4,600 here in the money cards. Add that to your winnings. You're now up to $5,100, and you are the new champion here on Card Sharks. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to have Justin another opponent, and we'll play some more Card Sharks right after this. Welcome back to Card Sharks, ladies and gentlemen. Our new champion, Justin, now has himself $5,100, and he is ready to take on his next opponent, so let's meet him now. Playing against him in this game of Card Sharks, we have Eric. Eric, welcome in.
What's up, Brendan? What's up, man?
I'm doing well, sir. This man right here not only is a very good Card Sharks player, but he has dominated quite well on Bullseye, which is featured over on the Rodney1279 channel on YouTube. So check out for that and watch Eric's trivia knowledge really get put to the test against the Bullseye board.
Yes, sirree.
All right, but are you ready to go here today on Card Sharks?
I am ready. Let's get it up.
All right, well, best of luck to you both. Let's get right into our game 1 here with a first question goes to our champion, Justin. Justin, we asked 100 people, would you rather only be able to whisper or only be able to shout? How many of 100 people said they'd rather only be able to whisper?
I'm going to say 67.
67 out of 100 say they'd rather only be able to whisper. Eric, higher or lower than 67?
That was a decent number for that. I'm sure a lot of people don't want to lose their voices when they keep shouting, and it all depends on the situation too. But let's say if you don't have much of a voice, you have to whisper. So I think the number would be a little bit higher than 67.
A little bit higher than 67. All right. The actual number of people who would rather only be able to whisper versus only be able to shout is 68.
Wow!
It is literally just a little bit higher.
Wow.
Justin just missed a $500 bonus by one person there.
Wow.
But Eric, you get a chance to play your card, so let's take a look at your base card for this opening round of Card Sharks here. A 7.
Sucks. Change it.
All right, changing that 7. Next card off the top of the deck, the 7 is now a Jack.
A little better. Lower.
Going on, lower than the Jack. No, a King. You lose that one there, giving Justin a free chance to play his base card of an Ace.
Lower.
Lower than the Ace. A 6.
I'm gonna go higher.
Higher than the 6. Another Ace.
Wow, lower again.
Lower than the Ace. It's an 8 right up the middle.
Please.
Freezing there to jumping way out in the lead in this one. Needing only one more card to win first game of the match here. And the question number 2, this one's going to go to you, Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people. If you do one of the following, which one would you rather be able to do? Would you rather never have to breathe again or never have to sleep again? How many of 100 people said they'd rather never have to sleep again?
Oh, just a tough call. Never have to breathe or never have to sleep. Never have to sleep, huh? Well, and don't get much sleep as it is, but never having to breathe again, that's not really cool. So never having to sleep again, that would be a high number. I'm gonna try 70 people.
All right, 70 out of 100 said they'd rather never have to sleep again. Justin, higher or lower than 70?
I'm gonna say lower.
Say a little bit lower than that. Okay. The actual number of people who would rather never have to sleep again versus never having to breathe again is 60. It is lower. All right, Justin, you're in control. You've got your 8.
Change that 8.
All right, 8 now becomes another 8.
Lower.
For game 1 of the match, lower than the 8. No, it's a 10. You lose that card. Eric, a free shot to play off your Jack.
Gotta go lower than the Jack.
Lower than the Jack. A deuce!
That's a higher.
Higher than the deuce. Oh no, another deuce!
Oh.
You lose those 2 there. Nobody advances on that question there. And we go to question number 3 on this one. Justin, we asked 100 people, if you could pick your gender at birth, what gender would you have chosen? How many of 100 people said they would have chosen males?
Ooh. 69.
And there it is. I was hoping we'd go one episode without it, but apparently not. Thanks, Justin. Eric, higher or lower than 69?
Well, boy, this is a tough call to make because I think I am a guy, but I don't know. I gotta go lower than that. I'm sorry, I gotta go lower.
Go lower than that. All right, the actual number of people who were chosen to be male at birth versus being female at birth is 54. It is lower. Nearly half. 54% would have chosen to be guys. All right, Eric, you're in control. You've got that Jack.
Well, keep the Jack's a decent card. I'm gonna go lower again.
Lower than the Jack. A 3.
3.
All right, higher than the 3. A 6.
Alrighty then. I'm gonna have to push it because Justin's a card ahead of me. Higher.
No one risking it on. Higher than the 6. An ace!
Higher. Lower!
For game 1 of the match and a $500 bonus. Lower than the ace. Oh no, another ace! Oh, loses all 4 cards. Justin, call the 8 right. You get game 1.
I'm gonna go lower.
On, lower than the 8. No, it's a Jack. You lose that card too. Ugh. Tough cards on this one today. All right. That means we're at 4th and final question of the round. Someone must win on this play of the cards. Question this time goes over to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people. Had a talking question. We asked 100 people. Would you rather always say everything that is on your mind or never speak another word again? How many of 100 people said they never speak another word again?
Ooh, that's a tough call to make. Because in this day and age, you say something, it's going to be all over the internet, and people twist it the wrong way. Especially when this crazy country that we're in says what's on his mind. And a lot of people wish that he kept his mouth shut most of the time. So, well, how many people would say they would never speak a word again?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty fairly high number. I'm gonna try 65.
65 out of 100 said they'd never speak a word again. Justin, higher or lower than 65?
I'm gonna go lower.
And go lower than that. Alright, for all important control on this final question, the actual number of people who would rather never speak another word again versus always saying everything that is on their mind is 41. It is lower. Alright, Justin, here's the situation. You've got that 8. You have the right to change it if you'd like and play your card and call it correctly. You win the game, won the match. Or you can force Eric to call it from the jack. He needs 4 cards to win. So the question's yours. Would you like to play it or pass?
Pass.
Alright, Eric, it is all yours. You must play from the jack. Call all 4 cards correctly. You win game 1. Make 1 mistake. Justin wins game 1.
All right, I'm going to go lower than a jack.
Lower than the jack. It's an 8.
Ooh, tough call to make. Let's go lower again on the 8.
Alright, risking lower than the 8. No, it's another jack, and Justin wins game 1. Alright, congratulations, Justin. Another $250 in your bank. Puts you up to $5,350, needing just one more game to win the matchup. So, we're going to clear the cards out, deal out the cards for game number 2, and get right into it with our first question going to our champion. Alright, Justin, we asked 100 people, would you rather have 2 left feet or 2 left hands? How many 100 people said they'd rather have 2 left feet?
We go 50 on this one.
50 out of 100. Eric, higher or lower than 50?
How many people have 2 left feet, huh?
Mm-hmm.
2 left feet makes you a little bit more clumsier than having 2 left hands. I'm going to go a little lower than that, though.
A little lower than that. Alright, the actual number of people who would rather have 2 left feet versus having 2 left hands is 60. It is not lower. I'm very surprised there. I expected more people that would want to have 2 left feet on that one. I'm very surprised. Alright, Justin, we'll take a look at your base card first since you won the question. You start this round with an 8.
Change it.
Changing that 8. 8 now becomes a 4.
Higher.
Higher than the 4. No, a 3. You lose that card there. Eric goes to you. A chance to play your card of a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. It's an 8.
Freeze up there.
Frees up to 8, giving himself a 1 card advantage over Justin. As we go to question 2 to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people. Would you rather never be able to be compliant or never be able to complain? How many of 100 people said they'd never be able to complain? Again.
Oh boy, that's going to be a very high number because I'm sure a lot of people, it's very tough for them to even, enjoy themselves.
Oh wait, before you answer that, I misread the question here. Let me retry it again. It said, we're asking 100 people, which would you rather never be able to do again? Would you never be able to compliment someone or never be able to complain to someone? That might change your thought process a little bit there.
Compliment. So, how many people who will never want to complain again?
Yes.
No, that could be a very high number because I know a lot of people want to focus on the positive than the negative. So I'm gonna say 70 on this one.
All right, 70 out of 100 said they'd rather never be able to complain again. Justin, higher or lower than 70?
I'm gonna go lower.
I'm going to go lower than that. The actual number of people who wish to never be able to complain to anyone versus never be able to compliment someone again is 71. It is not lower. Eric, you are right in the ballpark with that one, sir.
Well, no kidding.
All right, you got control of your cards. You've got that 8.
Gonna have to change that 8.
All right, 8 now becomes a 10. A little bit better.
Okay, I'm gonna go lower than a 10.
Lower than a 10. No! Dang it, Ace.
Oh.
Enough of that mess. Justin,
Oh, man.
free chance to play with your 4.
Higher.
Higher than a 4. It's a 9.
Much better. Freeze.
Freezing there, tying it up. Both players now needing 3 more cards to win this game of the match here. Question number 3 goes to Justin on this one. Justin, which art piece would you rather have hanging up in your home of yourself? Would you rather have a large painting of yourself or have a life-size sculpture of yourself? How many of 100 people said they'd rather have a large painting of themselves?
This is a toughie.
All right, 60 out of 100 said they'd rather have a large painting of themselves. Eric, higher lower than 60?
Oh, that's a tough call to make. But it's pretty cool. Having a sculpture of yourself. It depends where you put it in the house. It'd be a little creepy. So, I'm going to have to go a little bit higher than that.
No, I'm not. The actual number of people who would rather have a large painting of themselves in their home versus having a life-size sculpture of themselves is 32. It is not higher. I am very surprised to see people want life-size statues of themselves in their home. All right,
Yeesh.
Justin, you're in control. You've got that 9.
Change it.
Changing that 9 with the next card is now a king.
Lower.
Lower than a king. A 7.
Freeze.
Freezing, take another 1 card advantage there. And we go to question number 4 of the round. Our 4th and final question. Someone must win on this play of the cards. The question goes to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people. If you committed a crime that could incur the death penalty, which would you rather prefer dealing with? Life in prison or be executed? How many of 100 people said they'd rather be executed?
Oh, that's going to be a very, very low number. Because I don't think a lot of people want to die for their crimes unless they did something really extreme. The point where the death penalty would come into play. So I'm going to say 25 on this one.
25 out of 100 said they'd rather be executed. Justin, higher or lower than 25?
I'm gonna go higher.
Going higher than that. For all important control of the cards, the actual number of people who would rather be executed versus spending life in prison is 25, right on the nose.
Oh my goodness.
Eric with a $500 bonus for getting the question exactly right there. But more importantly here, all important control on this one. Eric, here's your situation. You've got that 10. You have the right to change it if you like to play your cards. You need 3 cards to win the round. 1 mistake and Justin wins the game and the match. However, you pass it to Justin. He's got a 7. He needs 2 cards to win the match. 1 mistake and you can tie things up. What do you want to do?
Well, since Justin passed it to me last time, I'm going to give it right back to him. I'm passing it to him.
All right, Justin, you're in control. You must play from the 7. You need 2 cards to win the game and the match. Call from the 7.
Lower.
Lower than the 7 against the odds. No, it's a 10, and Eric ties it up. Congratulations to you, Eric, there. Picking up another game there in the match. Up to $750 now in this round of Card Sharks. Both players with 1 game under their belts. That means we're going to have to go to another tiebreaker match. Who's going to win it all and go to the money cards once again? We're going to take a commercial break, come back, find out who's going to win it all right after this. Back here on Card Sharks here, all tied up one game apiece here. This one decides the winner. 3 cards, players, 3 questions this time. It's going to be very close to see who's going on to the money cards. This time we start with our champion, Justin. Justin, we asked 100 people, would you rather not be able to tell the time or not know left from right? I mean, even 100 people said they'd rather not be able to tell the time.
Ooh. Oh, jeez. 49.
49 out of 100 said they'd rather not be able to tell the time. Eric, higher or lower than 49?
Well, I think you're not going to be able to tell you your left and your right, then you're in trouble because you want to give people directions of where they want to go. About telling the time, I'm telling people what time the mall opens. For goodness sakes, that's that. So I'm going to have to go a little higher than that, though.
Gonna go a little higher than that. All right, the actual number of people who would rather not be able to tell the time versus knowing their left from right is 29. It is not higher.
Oh, okay.
All right, Justin, you're in control of this tiebreaker round. Your opening base card is a 5.
I'm gonna go higher.
Keeping it higher than a 5. It's an 8.
Freeze!
Taking it, just needing one more card to win this round of the matchup. Question 2 now, over to Eric. Eric, we asked 100 people, which city would you prefer to live in? London or New York? Many of 100 people said they'd rather live in New York.
Well, that's gonna be a total middle of the road number because London is a beautiful city. I've never been there, but I've seen pictures of London, how beautiful it is, and then you hear about New York and what's been the craziness there. So I'm gonna have to go middle of the road, but a little bit lower. I'm gonna try 45 on this one.
45 out of 100 said they'd rather live in New York. Justin, higher or lower than 45?
I'm gonna go higher.
Not even higher than that. Alright, the actual number of people who would rather live in Forget About It Town versus Tea and Crumpetville is 61. It is higher. Alright,
Change it!
Justin in control and automatically wants to change the card. Very important change here. That 8 now becomes a deuce.
Higher!
For the game and the match to retain the championship, higher than the 2. It's a 10. He's done it. Congratulations, Justin. Up to $5,600. You're going to be playing the money cards again in just a moment. Eric, thank you so much for joining us here. You're not leaving here empty-handed this time. You got a question exactly right, and you won a round. So that's going to net you another $750 in cash. With our thanks for playing, and we will have you back in another episode, all right?
Glad to be here. Thanks a lot, Brandon. Good job, Justin. Good luck on the money cards again.
All right, Justin, you ready to go tackle those money cards?
Ready.
All right, let's go on and play their bonus round. Go to the money cards. All right, we are just about out of time, Justin, so we're going to jump right into it here with you. Good luck to you. Here's your $200 of new betting money, and we'll start you off in the money cards this time with an 8.
Change it with number 1.
Changing with number 1, that 8 now becomes a 4.
100. Higher.
$100, higher than the 4. It's an ace.
Other than lower.
Bet in the house, lower than the ace. It's a 6, up to 600.
Ooh. 50 higher.
Minimum bet $50, higher than the 6. No, it's a 2. You lose 50, but you have a great card to go up the second row. You've got $950 and that deuce.
All of it. Higher.
Bet in the house, higher than the 2. Yes, it's a 10, up to $1,900 and a 10.
Change it with number 3.
Changing with number 3, that 10 now becomes a king.
1850 lower.
Big bet on the king. We do not want to see an ace. $1,850. Lower than the king. A 7, $3,750 now, and that's 7.
700 lower.
$700. Big bet on the mid card. Lower than the 7. It's a 2. We called it right. 44.50. Another deuce goes to the top of the board. You must bet at least $2,225 on this one.
All of it higher.
For a big win here, 44.50. Anything but a deuce. Higher than the deuce. Oh no, it's another deuce. Oh man, the one card we kind of didn't want to see there.
But he doesn't lose.
Oh man, but that's okay though. You're still a big winner. You got yourself $4,450. We add that to your previous winnings, Justin. You are now up to a 2-game cash total of $10,050. Congratulations. Wow, I think this is the first time I can recall ever in like Card Sharks history that I see deuce at the top of the board like that. That's wild.
But the good push, so you don't win, you don't lose.
I know, no win, no loss in this version of the Money Cards and Card Sharks. And with that said, Justin's our 2-time champion. He's going to be back with us on our next episode to see if he can hold on to his crown. But in the meantime, between time, we want to thank you guys here in the audience for playing. Thank you guys at home for watching another fun-filled episode here of Card Sharks. Remember, if you like that series, click the like button down below. Don't forget to share the video with your friends. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, hit that subscribe button down below. Ring the bell. That way, you never miss all the action here on Card Sharks and any of the great game shows we have here at MVG Productions. And until the cards are dealt out, once again, I am your host, Braden Scruggs, saying thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to leave an opening poem for the show, leave it down in the comment section below. And until then, we will see you next time on another edition of Card Sharks. Take care. Bye for now.